voting on those things, and that's, as long as that's very much understood in the room. Again, you need to speak into a mic. Do we have anybody on the phone? These meetings are available to call into and on the phone. If you do that, please feel free to do that in the future. We all welcome all of you to join Club 20 and be part of our organization. We do have a very active and wonderful organization. But again, these meetings and all of our meetings are open to the public and open to coming in on the phone. If you come in on the phone, you need to mute your phone after your introduction, and then you can certainly participate.
We have room for some more Club 20 members up there too.
More Club 20 members can certainly join the table if everybody would like to do that. I think that basically covers the main things that we need to cover. Kimberly is our membership person, and those of you that see the success of what this organization is about, please see Kimberly about membership.
Yes,
okay?
please.
Yes, please. Let's quickly go around the room. We do have a full room, so we don't want to take a whole lot of time. My name is Tom Kleinschnitz. I'm the chairman of the Club 20 Tourism Committee, along with my co-chair.
Tammie Thompson-Booker. I'm with Myers Hospitality, and I also am on the Moffett County Tourism Board.
Cathy, Ritter, Colorado Tourism Office. On the bottom. Oops, sorry.
I got a loud voice.
Go ahead.
Michael Murphy, Hinsdale County.
Great.
John Justman, Mesa County Commissioner.
Tim Carter, Grant County Commissioner.
I'm Lammers from Norwood. Joanne Snyder, rancher from Norwood in San Miguel County.
Style, Pickett County Commissioner.
J. Paul Brown, former legislator and rancher from Ignacio and La Plata County.
Cindy Dozier, Hinsdale County Commissioner, Chair-elected Club 20.
Ray Beck, Moffett County Commissioner and membership chair for Club 20.
Janet Farmer, Mount Preston Butte Town Council.
Chris Holstrom, San Diego County Commissioner.
Ben Tisdale, Uray County Commissioner.
Christian Reese, Executive Director of Club 20.
I'm Brandon Stam with the Grand Junction Downtown Development Authority. Kevin Reimer, I operate hotels in Main Street Downtown Grand Junction, and I'm on the VCB board currently.
Jill Lammers, Director of Heritage and Agritourism with the Colorado Tourism Office. Amber King, the Director of U.S. Marketing with the Colorado Tourism Office. Bernadette Jeffries, Canna Creek Company. Tyler Gervais, also with Canna Creek Brewing Company. Cindy Goodrich with the Downtown Hotels.
Steve Zollner with the Downtown Hotels.
Orly Whitting, Colorado Welcome Center.
Kimberly Lindsay, Club 20 Membership Development Director.
Chris Burns, Bananas Fun Park.
Brian Lipper, Bananas Fun Park.
Kristen Barta with Glenwood Springs in the Chamber.
I'm Mike Bennett. I'm the city manager of the awesome city of Fruita.
I'm Joel Kincaid. I serve on Fruita City Council and on the Tourism Board.
Harry Perulis, Rancher, Mesa County.
Les Mergelman, Cedar Edge, past chair of Club 20.
Hi there, Paula Rohr. I'm the 2017 Festival Director for the Lavender Festival this year. Kristen Nielsen, Lavender Farm State and President of the Lavender Association of Western Colorado.
Hello, my name is Randy Peebles. I'm the Deputy Museum Curator for the Rocky Mountain Wing of the Commemorative Air Force here at our airport.
Jordan Calson and Vincent for Club 20.
Sam Williams, Powder Mountain Resort.
Jennifer Stoll with the Greater Grand Junction Sports Commission.
Amy Nuremberg, Design, Marketing, and Web.
George Rossman, Congressman Scott Tipton's office.
Karen Martzoff, Community Hospital, Grand Junction.
Ken Mabry, Colorado National Monument.
Colin Ewing, Bureau of Land Management, Grand Junction Field Office.
Karen Harkin, Chapa, Grand Junction.
Randy Schultz, class limousine and transportation.
Joe Keys, Jetboat, Colorado.
Robbie Bro, Western Colorado Center for the Arts and Avalon Theater Foundation.
Lee Borton, I'm the Executive Director of the Western Colorado Center for the Arts.
The Colorado Adrenaline Trail.
Mr. Lynn Myring with the Visitor and Convention Bureau here in Grand Junction.
Frank Ladd, President of Fruita Chamber of Commerce and on the Fruita Advisory Tourism Board.
Looks like we've got everybody in the room introduced. Thank you very much for attending today. Our today is Cathy Ritter, the Director of the Colorado Tourism Office. Cathy has a presentation for us. Cathy, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. And although they've introduced themselves, I do want to call attention to some members of our Colorado Tourism Office team. With me are Amber Coleman, the marketing for our office, and Jill Lammers, our still brand new Director of Heritage and Agritourism. And we also have Orly Witt from our Fruita Welcome Center, who we consider a member of our team as well. It's really my pleasure to be here. I remember being on the phone last year talking with you. I had no idea how many people were in the room at the time. So, and it's really nice now to be able to look around this room and see some familiar faces, because I really have been, if not all of the 20 counties of Club 20, I've been to several of them and many of you. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about today. About where we are with our Colorado Tourism Roadmap. How many of you attended one of our listening sessions last year? Okay, quite a few of you. So you'll recognize a couple slides from, but I hope what you will see most of all is that what you and many others around this state said was heard. And we have incorporated those findings, and we are incorporating those findings into an action plan. Let me share with you some research, so very quickly, and I'm hoping you'll hold these thoughts because this is going to be supporting what I'm talking about later. But one of the things that was strongly affirmed by our strategic planning process was that tourism has a very strong economic impact in this state. 19.1 billion. That was up 3% last year compared with 0% nationally. 77.7 million visitors. Very importantly, generates $1.13 billion in taxes. These are all 2015 numbers. I assure you the 2016 numbers are going to be even higher than these. But one of the ways we try to make this number for people is that to replace that amount of taxes that comes from visitors would require each Coloradan to contribute another $207 a year. For a family of four, multiply that times 4. That's what tourism means to our state and local economies. And it's the largest job generators in our state. It supported, in 2015, it supported more than 160,000 jobs. That's nearly 1 of 10 jobs in Colorado. And very good news, the University of Colorado projected this year that tourism was going to give us more jobs in our state than any other sector of business. But bottom line, our state grew since 2009. We've posted a 31% increase in visitation, and that's nearly twice the national average. These are the growth rates over that, and you can see on the final column the growth rate for each year, and it's steadily increased. And that growth was shared across the state, but this gives you a breakout of how that tourism spending is distributed regionally. So you can see that 51% tourism spending generated in our state comes from that 6-county Denver metro area. Then another 24% comes from the mountain resorts. Pikes Peak region generates about 8.5%, and the rest of the state, including much of this area, 18%. This number is skewed a bit because Denver has the Denver International Airport. If you took that amount out, then the Denver area would generate about 40%. That just shows you the impact of having that gateway airport in our state. When you break down those regional numbers, and I'll interest to folks in this room, you'll see that even though all parts of our state grew over the past 5 years, that growth was not shared in equally. Even though the average growth in traveler spending was 34% over that period of time, the Denver metro area and the mountain resorts experienced nearly 40% increase in growth, while the growth was 16% in the Pikes Peak region and about 28% elsewhere. Whoops. So hold that thought, and then this as well. We have in the Colorado Tourism Office, over that general same period of time, shifted more and more gradually toward a national marketing campaign. And that's because Colorado truly has become a national destination. People from across the state come to Colorado. It's not just a regional destination like so many other state destinations. But as we have shifted more and more of our marketing dollars into a national spend, you can see that we have been impacting. Anyway, that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. I was just going to point out the western states, back in 2011, 71% of the leisure trips in our state were from those people who lived, if you look in the lower left-hand corner, trips were from the people who lived in those states. By 2015, only 60% of our trips were from those same states because we had started attracting travelers from other parts of the country. So we've seen this huge increase, almost more than a million travelers from the Pacific states. That's California, Oregon, and Washington. We've also seen about a 40% or 60% increase in the number of travelers coming from the northeastern states. This is actually good news in terms of economic benefit for Colorado because typically the longer far travels, the more they spend, the longer they stay, and the more impact they have. So hold that thought too. And then a few more facts here. As part of our strategic planning research, we also did an image and perception study because one of the questions we were trying to get is who is our true competitor? If we're a national destination, who are other people considering when they're considering a trip to Colorado? And so we looked at this from these different markets. The blue markets are what we consider our regional market. The red are Illinois, Texas, and California. And then green represents those long-haul markets. We get quite a few travelers from all of these areas, and that's why we focused on this, doing that analysis. Oops, let me go back. So there were almost 2,000 completely accurate study, only a 3% margin of error. And what we found was that for those long-haul travelers, those New York and Florida travelers, when they were thinking about where else to visit when they considered Colorado, they were thinking about, or those short-haul travelers, for people from California, Texas, and Illinois, mostly Chicago, when they thought about Colorado, the top competitors were California and Arizona. Those are our true competitors when you're nation. But when you get regionally, the picture changes a bit. And so people in those Rocky Mountain states that we looked at, when they thought about Colorado, they were probably also considering a trip to California. No surprise to people who live in this part of the state, Utah, Nevada. So you see a different collection of states coming into play when you start looking at a regional traveler. And here's the last thing I'd like you to hold a thought on. Look at that last column there. And so that lighter color represents the long-haul traveler, the second one the short-haul traveler, and the bottom part the regional traveler. Now look who's most likely to think about visiting other parts of Colorado. It's that regional traveler. 75% of them consider visiting parts of Colorado other than Denver is where the rubber hits the roadmap. Our roadmap, we took all of this research and the input that we heard from, we did probably 20 listening sessions around the state. We spoke to more than 1,000 people around the state. And out of all of those findings, our Colorado Tourism Board developed a vision, mission, and vision and mission statements, and then settled on these 4 strategic pillars for our new on the objectives and strategies, but this was approved in our January meeting. The vision is Colorado is this is where we want to be. Colorado is the premier U.S. destination for active, outdoor, and unique experiences that make you feel truly alive. Art is solidly supported by research, and it's the foundation for our campaign theme line, Come to Life. Our mission, and this isn't the mission just for the Colorado Tourism Office, this is a mission and vision we're creating for the Colorado tourism industry to drive development of compelling experiences throughout our 4-corner state. And let's see, and then the 4 strategic pillars we've developed are compete, create, steward, and advocate. And I'll talk to you a little bit more. So compete, what we mean by that are all of the strategies that we want to aggregate to strengthen our competitive position and the resiliency of our tourism industry. And when we say resiliency, what we mean is building strength for the long term. Tourism entities across the nation are experiencing growth. But times, as we know, aren't always good. And so what we're trying to do is build strength for the long term, because the last thing you want to do is realize you have a weakness right in the middle of a problem. Projects that we're working on under this compete pillar is something near and dear to my colleague Bob Kunkel's heart, I know, is developing more meaningful regions in our state for tourism promotion. This was something we heard from one end that was really developed about 20 years ago. And it didn't matter whether we were in the southeast corner of our state or the northwest corner of our state. We were told these lines aren't really meaningful. They're not meaningful to us. They're not meaningful to travelers. We need a more effective way to create. We are in the process right now of identifying a research partner who can help us do some meaningful research. And our goal is not to draw new lines on the map so much as it is to create meaningful ways, meaningful regional theming, to provide a focus for collaboration for people in various regions who are interested in coming together to market. And so it's not very effective to tell travelers, especially since we have an we know what that means, but somebody in New York doesn't know what Northwest Colorado is. And so how can we create some sort of meaningful messaging around what there really is to do in the various parts of our state? Another thing we learned from the thing we heard from one end of our state to the other was this feeling that we were missing a big opportunity by not inspiring our own Colorado residents to explore Colorado. And there were reasons for this. The Colorado Tourism Office was generating a high return on investment for the state dollars that we're entrusted with. As I was saying, those long-haul travelers are the ones who generate the most money. But go back to that slide where you saw that disparity in traveler spending across our state. Remember who was most likely to travel the less visited parts of our travelers? It's Colorado travelers who are most likely to visit the less visited parts of our state. Those national travelers are going in greater numbers to the places they're most familiar with. They're going to Denver, they're going to the mountains, and the ultimate parts of the state. But if we really want to drive traveler spending, less visited areas, Colorado residents and regional residents are the ones who are most likely to spend their dollars there. So, with our create pillar, I'm going to ask you to hang on to a few other thoughts. Compete. Okay, now I'm going to move to our next pillar, create. And create is really around increasing visitation to our state through the creation and branding of new traveler experiences. So what does that mean? We fall into this trap of thinking, oh, travelers are really coming for just one thing. They're coming for outdoor adventure, or they're coming here to shop, or they're coming here to ski. The fact is, travelers typically want to do several of these things. And so when we talk about developing the full range of things that visitors are interested in doing it. So we're embracing this new idea of becoming destination architects. I'm going to go through this quickly. But let me give you one example. And here's a picture of anybody still here from Springs. This is just one of 19 hot springs on the new Colorado Historic Hot Springs Loop. These hot springs have existed for many years, but we've woven them, not we, but the tourism partners in these hot springs destinations. They named this Colorado Historic Hot Springs Loop. They secured a grant from the Colorado Tourism Office. We turned our PR team loose on this idea. They put out this news release last June that so far has generated 2.5 media value with more than 20 placements in top publications. We just had a placement in the Washington Post, I think, last week. But this landed on this month's issue of National Geographic Traveler. We don't even buy advertising in National Geographic Traveler because it's too expensive. And we got a cover story because tourism partners created a compelling new tourism experience, and they barely spent any money doing it. They used what we call Mint Other, a brand new tourism experience that has become a new product for our state. And it's not only attracting journalist attention, it's attracting international attention now. The Japanese and the Germans are particularly interested, and South Koreans are very interested in this offering. So how can we tourism products in our state? Just by being smart about it. That's part of Jill's job. So look at Jill. Here's another. We found that this was so important that we raised it to the level everywhere we went was a deep concern for protecting Colorado's national resources, natural resources, for protecting what makes our state such a special place, not only to visit, but to live. And so one of our new pillars is protect tourism. Just a very quick example, Sedona was among the destinations that our strategic planning consultants lifted up as a place where there was a resident rebellion. People in Sedona were just getting angry that there were so many people visiting their destination. So Sedona put together the Secret Seven. It was 7 destinations outside of Sedona that most people didn't know about. And so their traveler materials directed them there. They still stayed in Sedona hotels, they still ate in Sedona restaurants, but they weren't clogging. That's one smart way that you can create a traveler initiative that protects your resources. So anyway, we took all of those learnings, and you'll see threads of create, compete, and sustain and steward in this new about this. We just announced it earlier this week. Amber shared it with her tourism marketing committee, which has representation from destinations around the state. And this new in-state initiative is intended to inspire travel. It's doing it in a way that aligns with our Come to Life marketing campaign. We're using this initiative to educate travelers. So we're using it to teach travelers, whether they're Coloradans or visiting us from other places, and also to take part in volunteerism. We're creating volunteer opportunities. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. But ways that people, our travelers, can give back to our state. And we're not spending our media dollars on this. We're promoting this initiative through Colorado.com, which last year generated almost 10 million user sessions. It's one of the most successful state websites in the country. Our very effective PR campaign and our social media to support this program. We're calling it the Colorado Field Guide, and we're telling people, use this field guide to roam the Colorado you love. We're compiling more than 100 travel itineraries, taking travelers to different. We're setting these up as 3, 5, or 7-day itineraries. We're rating them by cost, so we'll be using $1, double dollar, or triple dollar signs to denote, the cost that this trip might take. And we're also in our state, so we want to create some more extreme adventures, some easy adventures, and some that will be fun to take the family on without threat to anyone's lives. We will be theming and be focusing on off the beaten path experiences, taking people to those destinations that not everybody knows about. And each one of these itineraries is also going to include traveler tips, whether it's refill your water bottle where you go, or stay on the path. Don't create those social trails through our national parks. But even giving travelers an opportunity to volunteer in certain locations, whether that's with ability education or, cleaning invasive species out of a riverbed. There's lots of ways that we can enlist travelers in being part of our solution. How are we featuring these? It just so turns out I love it when a plan.com this past year. Amber's been leading that charge. And as part of that redevelopment of Colorado.com, we had asked our vendor to incorporate a new trip planning tool called U-Trip. We're the first state destination to actually be incorporating. This will be the perfect vehicle to house all of these itineraries, which will make it very easy to search for them on Colorado.com. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but you'll be able to we'll serve up an itinerary to you that will the items on the itineraries. We'll have rotating restaurants that can fit into the itineraries. We'll have different activities. If you see an activity on there you don't think you or your family would like, you can substitute. You can do a quick search and substitute it with something else. You can share your itinerary and ask your friends to add their suggestions to your itinerary. So it becomes a very dynamic way to promote destinations and activities in every part of our state. Here I jumped ahead a little on this new tool. Coming to Colorado.com, we're planning to introduce it softly in mid-April, and it should be available, good to go, by May 1st, which is right as we're starting our spring summer this through our social media campaign. And we're also, here's kind of the plan. I'm going to be sharing this, I'm going to be leading this presentation with Nicole, so if anybody wants a copy of this, just see Nicole and she can email it to you. We're also going to be sharing it this spring. We're going to be holding a news conference, but taking every opportunity One last thing I wanted to talk to you about. So that's our new, and which I just went through very quickly, is really the heart of our strategy this year to drive more travel to all parts of our state, even as we are continuing to drive high economic impact with the National Marketing Campaign. Strategic Roadmap is a new leadership program, and I just wanted to take a couple minutes to talk to you about that. We just finished up last week with the final meeting of our Colorado Tourism Leadership Advisory Group. Our Lieutenant Governor is a year-long leadership program for high potential people who are in the, have experienced some leadership, who have had some leadership experience and are committed to a hospitality field. The next couple of months, in inviting them to apply for this year-long leadership program, which will give them an experience will give them opportunity to experience leadership training and to really hopefully evolve their career to that next level, so that they will be better prepared to take on a leadership opportunity in the future. So if you're, I'm sure there's room of people who are willing to provide experiences for this class. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out there, more to come soon. The final pillar of our strategic roadmap is advocate. And that is really about communicating the power of tourism. I didn't talk about the fact that Colorado, even though we are a national destination, we have a very successful marketing program nationally. We are slipping behind in our ability to keep financing that up. These are the numbers. These numbers are almost 2 years old now. But Utah 4 years ago had a $9 million budget. On this chart, they had 19. They are currently at 21 million, and they have their performance goals. Their budget will automatically be increased by another $3 million. So, yes, Utah is a threat to us, especially regionally. So that's something, but it's something to keep in mind. If right now we are doing an extraordinary job of attracting international travelers, but our ability to continue competing against people who are targeting the same travelers we are is Oregon. You can see it was right behind us on this chart. They've already jumped ahead of us too, but they this year had a 80% increase in their tourism marketing budget. So they are, I asked my colleague, what are you going to do with all that money? He said, we're going to knock Colorado out of, we were ranked 5th on a few different parameters at 5th most popular national destination. He said, we're going to knock Colorado out of 5th place. Did say, if our budget were at parity with where we rank in terms of driving visitation, the size of our market, it would not be a $19.8 million budget. It would be a $29 million budget. So it's something to think about. We are working right now with a subcommittee of our board to build out the objectives and tactics on our 4 pillar tracks. And that plan is going to the Colorado Tourism Board for approval in mid-March. And then I hope we're going to be back among you as effective as possible. We can't do it ourselves. And so we're going to be convening some whiteboarding sessions where we would love to hear your thoughts on how we can best achieve goals that we're outlining in our plan. Because as I said, tourism industry. So I hope you'll join us.
Cathy, thank you so much. I think I'm excited about the changes. I've had the input before. Later in our meeting, we'll also work behind getting the legislature to support tourism. And we're going to have a robust discussion about that in a little bit. But I'd like to open it up for questions at this point for Cathy, if she's come a long way. And we do need to use the microphones.
So I have two questions that came up right away. One is, have you compared, is there a direct relationship between the dollars spent and the income coming in through tourism? And then is there a commission board, but by all the combined expenditures for local and regional tourism?
That's a very good question, and we get asked that a lot. Yes, there is a correlation between tourism marketing spending. I'm not ready to attract visitors. We truly have been pulling rabbits out of the hat to continue competing. We've been running an extremely effective campaign. We do a marketing report card essentially 1% nationally. So we really do get a lot of mileage out of the money that we have. But, one example, California, when you think about, if you noticed, California's at the top of the heap on that chart with a $120 million budget. About a decade ago, California's money, and remember that's one of our top competitors for long-haul travelers and short-haul travelers. California's budget does not include San Francisco's budget, LA's budget, San Diego's. It has marketing power we can't begin to touch. So yes, and let me just give you one last little factoid. Colorado was that state who eliminated its tourism marketing budget over 20 years ago. Buried in tourism marketing budget had been eliminated for the first time since 1994. Colorado regained the marketing share it had lost by cutting its budget. It took over 20 years to recover.
Other questions?
Thanks for your presentation. Do your figures include the budgets of, say, the Aspen Ski Company or Vail? Vail may be promoting other states also with their business. But, have you added up the total marketing that's done in Colorado and then compare that to other states?
We have looked at where the growth was in our state. It was the mountain resorts and Denver. And that's no accident because that is where the money is concentrated. So exactly what you were pointing out, ski has money to market. Denver actually has, state of Colorado's 19.8. And that does drive traveler spending. But we, as our role, we see integral to our role driving traveler spending across the city of Denver and the mountain resorts. And so when you have those big spenders, they're certainly driving economic impact. They're part of what's generating those increases in traveler spending. That's part of what's generating benefit is not spread across the entire state.
Harry, you had a question?
Yes, thank you, Cathy. The breakdown of the visitation data
state that you can't find elsewhere. People travel a long way. Yes, that has, certainly is something the Colorado, has been, we have been studying over the past few years to understand the impact, but our research in 2015, and it's kind of on the downslope. It was a novelty, kind of a curiosity for people, and there was a big groundswell of travel here in 2015. But now we're seeing that there was legal marijuana in our state. Last year, the number had dropped to 4%. Is that right, Amber? The number dropped to 4%. Interestingly, the number of people who said they visited a marijuana dispensary, our researchers concluded that marijuana had switched from being a motivator to becoming an activity that people did when they were in our state. And the thing is, in our dispensary, and I know from my own visitors' experience, a lot of times when people come to our state, there's just a curiosity. They just want to go and look. They don't necessarily buy. I'm not saying that many of them don't buy, but anyway, it's a small percentage of our. It's a small, but it is a small percentage, and far more people go to craft breweries. 20% of our travelers actually go.
Thanks, Cathy. The Mighty 5 campaign in Utah has been almost too successful. In fact, I heard or read that Zion National Park is kind of cool their jets because they don't have the staff and maintenance in the winter to support that kind of crowd. But in one of the studies I read, their return on investment for that program was 96 to 1. So why is it that we can't seem to get better and more funding for our tourism office when it's easy enough to point at, say, the Seven Wonders campaign and due to that return on investment? Thank you.
And we have a very high return on investment as well. I was mentioning that we're in the top 10% nationally. Our numbers are so high, people often don't. $75 return for every dollar of media that we spend nationally. And it's hard, actually, it's 462 the last time around. It's so we have for them to separate out the fact that an agency like the Colorado Tourism Office is actually a revenue generator. There are not many state agencies where you put money in and you get more money out. We generate far more. We generate, and I showed you those numbers. Just going back to when the budget was eliminated, in those days, to save
example, Colorado, we all contribute to this. And I'm not certain if states like California have a more centralized approach or if it is diversified as Colorado is. I think the marijuana industry is advertising. And the combined effect of that, what is that number and how has that contributed to the overall?
18.1 billion is generated. The Colorado Tourism Office cannot take responsibility for generating 19.1 billion. It's the collective generation of all entities. But it was well documented, still came, but they did not come in the numbers, and the high value travelers that which we strive to attract did not come in the numbers they had in the past. When I talk about our return on investment, we are only measuring visitors' images of our ads and say, did you see this ad? Did you travel to Colorado? So that's only measuring our campaign. When I talk about that $462 return on investment, that doesn't generating travel to the state, and then there is that individual effect that we strive to measure. But it's one of those things where the sum is greater than the whole of the action. There is a greater benefit, and so that is really the thinking behind creating this tourism roadmap, to create more unity in our industry, to take advantage of those potential regional collective unified in its marketing. And our industry is not, and that we hear that hurts us. So I think the more we can do to march in the same direction and embrace the kinds of, the same kinds of messages and work together.
Last question?
No last question? Just want to thank you all for coming. Cathy and Amber and Jill. Of course, the long trek over the mountain, especially today. Thank you so much on tourism coming October 25 to 27. So we want to thank the CTO for their support in giving us that conference, and we're already beginning to work on themes. We'll be coming out. If anyone would like to give us, please contact me. And I want to thank all of you for coming today, to hear Cathy. So with that, of course, we can't let you leave without some gifts. Hang on just a sec.
Oh no. I can accept this. It's under $59. And I'm embarrassed, Barb. My last slide of my presentation was supposed to be that we're very excited about having the Governor's Conference in Grand Junction this year. Barb has promised all kinds of Western Slope adventure, and we are going to be reaching out to new audiences this time around too, which is City.
Thank you again to both Fruita and Palisade being our, it will be a Valley-wide conference. And again, thank you again for introducing this new session, which we hope all of you will come if you are a city.
Thank you, Cathy. I think everybody. We're running a little bit behind, so we need to tear into the next pieces. we have a brief report about the.
My question to you, Cathy, is how the tourism day at the Capitol was very successful. We know that the legislature is today, so things can happen very quickly. So I want to make sure that you tell us how can we support you in those efforts.
So far, so good. Potential reductions, but it is, it's one of those, we would love to ask for more money, but with the current state of affairs, for one state agency to get more money means another state agency gets less. Budget actually means less money to spend the next year, because
I think Barb goes straight to why you do the tourism day. It is to go down and show the legislature how important the tourism industry is. So I think if you're in tourism, it's a big day. It's an important day. You're in front of a lot of people that make decisions about how it goes. Laws, education, transportation, a lot of big polls. The people at the legislature told us as they walked in the door this year, they had to figure out how to cut between 500 and 600 people in tourism, get behind something that's actually making money for the state. So, in my report for Tourism Day, I enjoyed being there. It was an opportunity to meet a lot of decision makers. That each of us go to our legislators that may not be on our side, or in parts of the state that are not affected by tourism as much as we are, and let them know how important
Tours, it needs to be you. You need to contact your legislators and thank them for their support in tourism and encourage them to continue to support tourism, and especially this year, we really need that help. So thank you.
Moving on, the attraction bill is on our agenda. Is there, Christian, you may need to rely on you. Is there actually an attraction bill occurring?
Not yet.
Not on our agenda. To speak to it, the attraction bill that failed last year was about requiring chains or adequate snow tires and certain portions of. Okay, let's just leave that one go. We can catch up some time with let's get to our resolutions. The first resolution we have that is on the books, as everybody knows, Club 20 puts out resolutions that we all agree on language and what word Club 20 the figures that are the last year that we can quote how much the industry is meaningful to us. I open this up for the presented here. I need a second. Barb, second. Okay, as the resolution is in Other questions?
Would it be helpful to say is generally 1 in 10 jobs in Colorado are directly related?
Nicole, can you help us with that? One in 10 jobs. Thanks, Ray. That, and we'll have to go back to our
1 in 10, or approximately 160,000.
nice amendment. Other discussion about the resolution in general. Let's see. Was there controversy over any part of this? We were urging the legislature to fund and I think like Utah has a mechanism that performance brings more dollars. I think part of what we were in this resolution were just simply to have some kind of permanent funding, and I think that's the language we had at the bottom of the resolution. That's the piece that is changed, and that's what's in red up there. But that's what we're asking for. It may or may not happen, but this is what people in tourism are asking for. So that is a change in our original, that would be an update. Are you willing to accept the resolution as amended? Or second to Barb, is there a second? All right. Okay, all in favor of the resolution as presented, say aye. Aye. Good job. All right, what's next? The CDL requirements. Actually, the CDL requirement that we have, the tourism committee is huge, and we were attempting to present this that we didn't want those to be classified as commercial vehicles. There is another standing resolution that is, it's, here's somewhere. Where did we go? All right, but anyway, there's two legislatures that have put forward something that would make anything on line with our resolution here. We may want to, since Club 20 has already endorsed the other legislation that would change Colorado as non-commercial or not pertaining to the DOT regulations. So I wanted to reaffirm that with presenting this again today. And so Great point. Great point.
I'd modify that to mobility services as opposed to transit, please. Thank you.
So basically,
Thanks. I did find the buildings also on the house. House Bill 17-1061 of 20 has that weight limit from 10,000 pounds to 16,000. And again, it would do very similar to what our resolution is here. So we're all going in the right direction as well as our resolution here. So I think we have a small addition. I'd like to see a motion to approve this resolution. Second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Water resolution is once again, we're revisiting a water resolution that was passed in the past with Club 20. This is in conjunction with would be put forward if it pass out of our committee and out of the water committee into the executive board at the spring meeting to be made policy. Again, the changes are
Last year, to study the water that's running out of state over on the South Platte, that could be corralled and used over Nebraska, flooding North Platte, Nebraska. That's water that we can legally put into a reservoir and put to beneficial use. That will keep. We want to curtail that as much as we can. And there's water over there that they can use, and we want to keep these fields over here green and for fishing and for everything else. So, but basically, what this says, the amendment says, is that we need to join with. That's all I have to say.
great. Great. Other Molly had a
I missed the intro, so it's super uncomfortable to be on my knees. My name is Molly, and it goes right along the lines of what we're trying to do, which is talk about the importance of the Colorado River to the economy and what's time. So it's great to see it come back up, and thanks, J. Paul, for your comments too.
get the plan written. Now we need to continue to,
Oh, yeah, actually, would you like to make a motion to,
sure.
pass the amendment as presented?
Yeah.
The resolution is presented.
I would make that motion.
As a person.
And then we have agrees, pledges, and offers, and just like clarity of what we're doing.
Those were just adjectives that were thrown out. When drafting.
And then just choose one of those agrees. Pledges or offers.
One kind of simple thing on the first page of what we wanted in 2014 to see incorporated into the water plan as it was being developed. Now that it has been signed and it has been finalized, it means signed into effect and development anymore.
So we got the there is no excess water, in particular. I think that's something that individuals, maybe on as a farmer, this is first.
And all this hand wringing irritates me because of the fact that the governor is talking about enlarging storage, and that's the key to the whole thing. When we have a wet year, we should be storing some of that water, not watching it run down the Lake Powell and manage it. But no, that's not a lot of water right at prior to 1922 when they signed the compact. But the concern is that politically, we can't win that battle per acre foot compared to West Slope. Well, if you go to well counted, that's all great, but your rate, you pay 3 or 4 times more for hail insurance over there because you can make numbers tell what you want. And we can't do it today, but we need to be looking at more storage over the long term here, not long term, with you, Commissioner Justman, on the value of Lake Powell. I think Lake Powell is very important for storage of Colorado water because
you have.
Thanks. This is the tourism committee. What John Justman said absolutely meaningful is in the spring when we have a lot of water running, I'm a rancher, it's muddy. It's carrying mud down. There's no fish in there. If anything, whether we send it in July, I think that we have to be very, very proactive as far as tourism for water conditions. If we didn't have the stories that was built 40 years ago, there wouldn't have been any river rafting at London.
Time for that. We have a resolution with some amendments. Molly, are you willing to accept the amendments as presented? And our second was evolution. Thank you so much to everybody. Now we're going to discuss the Colorado West or website. We did receive learning about it and learning how we can use it. Everyone's going to do that. Really, the floor is yours.
Club 20 tourism website. And what I'm going to show you is homepage counties, which I have listed out. And then when you go into those counties, it should pull up. So what I'm looking for, and our website is specific to Western Colorado, to have a lot of information, and I would be very happy to have information from any of you that you would like to put on the website. So it's a torn thing. We have a blog, which if you send me information, I tend to pay from Cindy Dozier. She's out of the room. It is about Lake City and about their non-members will get sent to the bottom of the list. So all the further reason to join Club 20 because your business or your attraction is going to get there. The Linwood Hot Springs, they're a member, and there is a member, there is a Club 20 logo on it. So if you're looking, yes, I don't have a mic. You need to get it to a mic. So the website going to populate it up if they go. I'm also promoting it. It's on our website, the Club 20 website, because we're still a baby. But we did do radio advertising in all the surrounding states. A pretty intensive radio campaign. Ultimately, we won't be able to continue to fund that promotion until we build up the attractiveness of it, actually start charging for some advertising. We won't be able to do a really broad marketing campaign, but we did spend several $1,000 advertising in Albuquerque news. So we did do some work in those areas. We also advertised in Utah. Oh, yes, it would be wonderful. And you can also put it on here yourself.
We could all like it on our own Facebook pages and stuff.
Facebook. So Yes, it does.
Okay, great.
Yes.
So when they come looking at lavender, we still also see that and vice versa type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, your information is good.
Your website provider was to help folks find you and kind of be that middleman and that connection.
Any additional questions from anybody? I mean, that we should call Colorado West Tourism Council that sort of faded away. The URL was handed to the capable hands of Club 20, and we give those to Kimberly, give those 2 or 3 minutes. So,
definitely take this, the website, and kind of promote it to some of the folks who should be able to populate it with the whole.